what shocked me when the news came down this week was the resignation of the tour card. That's what shocked me. And but what's interesting about that is
they don't want
the statements that were made, right, by PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan that said that if you participate in this London thing, then there could be disciplinary action. Dustin Johnson's like, no, there's not. What are you going to do? Because you can't keep them out of the majors, from what I understand, right? You can't keep them out of the majors because they're not sanctioned by the...
3 of them for sure.
Except the PGA Championship. But again...
I don't know about the PGA.
I would imagine...
PGA Championship, I think they can. But the U.S.,
for sure.
The Open Championship and the Masters.
But we go back to what we've said before. Of all the majors, the PGA Championship is the one that matters the least. Nobody really cares about the PGA Championship. The Masters, the U.S. Open, and the Open...
Well, as fans, we don't.
Well, okay, yeah, sure. The golfers for their career, they're still major winners. Like, I get that, and I'm not, like, upset about that.
Right.
But as a fan, like, I don't even know if... I maybe watched, like, 4 shots on the 3rd round of the PGA Championship. I just was not interested in it, for whatever reason. Just not interested. Now, I will tune into the U.S. Open. I will tune into the Open Championship. The only thing that sucks about this is the resignation of the tour card does mean that they cannot participate in the Ryder Cup. So that does kind of suck, because the Ryder Cup's one of my favorite events. Even, like, it's like Masters,
and this
Ryder Cup.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I hear you. I absolutely love the Masters. I have fantastic memories from multiple different Masters, and I still think the greatest battle I ever saw was Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy in the Ryder Cup, because that was just so much fun. The crowd into it, Rory into it, Reed into it. That was one of the most fun golf I've ever seen in my life. But that's on the PGA, I think, in my mind. I'm not putting that on the players. You have put the players
for sure
in this position to make this sacrifice. And so now it's on the PGA, in my mind, to make it right eventually. I think they will. I think this is something that, as long as the LIV Golf Tour doesn't fade out and more names, because like they're already saying Ricky Fowler is like this close to signing, so he might be leaving the PGA Tour as well. You've already got some major championship winners. Look, you got the former number 1. You got, Dustin Johnson's over there.
A couple
Phil
former
Mickelson,
number
the second most acclaimed golfer in the last 50 years of golf. It's Tiger Woods, and then it's Phil.
Well, 50
and
years
then it's everybody else.
Back
the
to
last
40
years of
Jack
golf or so.
was still going. So let's say like the last 30 years.
Yeah, I know. But okay, fine. We can say the last 40 years. We can say since I was born, since 1982, Jack won one or two more majors.
Right.
He won the 86 Masters. I don't know what he won before that. That was in the 80s. But Phil, 45 wins on tour, 6 major championships. He is second behind Tiger in this era, and he is gone. Hasn't turned in his card, but he's got his issues with the PGA, and everybody knows about it by now. Unfortunately, they're focused on the stuff he said about Saudi Arabia and not focused on the problems the PGA is actually causing by not giving the players basically NIL. They're basically taking away their name, image, and likeness for all of their shots. So it's on the PGA to make this right, in my mind. And if LIV Golf is a success, their hand's gonna be forced at some point.
And you know what? Good, right? That competition breeds success. Yeah,
greatness.
And it breeds greatness. And so there definitely has to be pressure that the PGA Tour is feeling, especially with the names that they've lost. I mean, sure, some of them have faded into relative obscurity, right? Like Poulter, Martin Keimer. Oosthuizen still competes a little bit on the PGA Tour, but he's not the force like he was when he just shot onto the scene in the Open Championship. Graham McDowell, another one that's kind of faded into obscurity. But when you're losing Dustin Johnson, when you're losing Phil Mickelson, when you're losing young, energetic people like Ricky Fowler that are fan favorites, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt significantly. And so it behooves the PGA to not sit in their ivory tower and be like, I can't believe you left us. But being like, okay, how can we compromise? Because compromise is the name of the game at this point, right? Mm-hmm. It's how can we all be successful? You want rights to your media? Okay. Let's do that. And guess what? We'll also, when we give you the rights to your media, we'll just kind of handshake you your PGA Tour card back, just to make sure that we're all good, right? It's just one of those things that, like, it's got to be fixed.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what?